D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I've read to bring you this story, and you can read them for yourself, or you can just listen to this video where I break them all down or read them to you or whatnot. I also want to just say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, now that we got that business out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get started on these 3 stories. So for my first story this week, you guys, all right, so it looks like Margot Robbie is making a Sims movie, right? And she's doing this after she just did Barbie. And I want to share this story with you because I found it interesting. So here is the article, and we're going to pull this sucker up. And right there it says, Margot Robbie is producing a Sims movie. And I want to get into, after I read, there's Margot Robbie, very beautiful. I love Margot Robbie in terms of like her looks wise. I mean, I didn't like Barbie, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so it says, oh, by the way, this comes from AOL.com. I mean, there's a blast from the past, am I right, guys? So it says, The Sims is the latest game to get the Hollywood treatment, which, again, I just go, you guys, do we really need this? But hey, it's fine, it's fine. So it says, still riding on the wave of Barbie's success, Margot Robbie is set to produce The Sims movie through her production company, Lucky Chap Entertainment, according to The Hollywood Reporter. The Insider first reported the news, which I was going to pull up that article, but you have to, it's behind a paywall, and I didn't feel like it was that great of news to pay for it, and I was like, no thank you. So it says Kate Herron, who directed and executive produced Marvel's Disney Plus series Loki, which I personally didn't like, but if you liked it, that's fine, will direct and co-write with her longtime collaborator, Bryony Redmayne, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Herron and Redmayne most recently teamed up on the episode of Doctor Who. Herron is no stranger to video game adaptations. She's among the directors for the second season of HBO's The Last of Us, which, I mean, The Last of Us is pretty decent. Like I said, I've covered that show before, but my thing about that show is just there's not enough action for me personally. So it says, rounding out the producing team is Lucky Chap partners Josie whatever, who cares, Margot Robbie's husband, Tom whatever, yada, yada, yada. So it says The Sims, a popular life simulation video game, was first released by Maxis and Electric Arts in 2000. More than 20 years after its launch, it remains one of the most popular video game franchises in the world, with an estimated 2 million unique players for its latest rendition, 2014's The Sims 4. Now, I just have to say real quick, I played Sims way back in the day. I'm a little bit older than most of you, but The Sims was fine for a hot minute for me personally, but I wouldn't go back to play The Sims. So it says the allure of the Sims game is that users can create a life of their design. They can perform mundane tasks and experience everyday life via their virtual avatar. Or they can play the game in a more illicit way, starting fires and wreaking havoc on their neighbors. Will Wright was reportedly inspired to create the game after a fire burned down his home and caused him to question the meaning of the material things and experience other existential pondering. The project has not landed yet a studio, but Robbie's Lucky Chap has a multi-year feature film deal with Warner Brothers. After Barbie earned more than $1 billion globally, Mattel and other toy and game companies announced plans for a slew of similar adaptations of their IP, like Barney and Hot Wheels, many of which were in development before Barbie hit theaters. And I have to just say right now, I don't know if all this is going to work out, but we'll see. Now, what do I think of this altogether? I think this just sounds like Barbie Light. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like Barbie, but just the Sims game. So I think we're going to get the same messaging, and I think we're going to get the same kind of storyline. I mean, I don't know if Barbie will, or if Margot Robbie will star or be in it at all, but I mean, we have to ask ourselves some things, like, for instance, I mean, Zelda, we're getting a live action movie with that one, although I think it should be animated, but we're getting a movie with that. People want Zelda. People have been craving Zelda, a Zelda movie for years. But nobody, not one person on this planet was like, I'd love to see a Sims movie. And we've seen movies like this with like that gamer movie. And I think there was a Ryan Reynolds movie where he had different personalities, and that was kind of like The Sims, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been so long. But we've seen movies like this, and sure, they're fine, but they're not really that great. And I think, you know, this is just going to be Barbie, you know, Barbie, the AliExpress version of Barbie. So I'm not interested in it, but we'll see how it works out. But I don't think it's going to be all that great, if you ask me. But good for Margot Robbie for keeping it going. She's a really good producer, so I mean, you know, good for her. She's a smart woman. All right, you guys, so that was my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week, all right, you guys, so they released some very nice photos for the movie Wicked, and for this next story, I just wanted to go over these photos and just really look at them in depth. So I'm gonna open up my screen to the photos. Here we go. So here's the first photo. Hold on, let me pull this down. There we go. So here's the first photo. Sorry, it's not all that great, but okay. So this is the cast, you know, of the people in Wicked. Now, before I say anything else, I just want to say I love Wicked. I love that stage show. I've seen it 3 times already. It's so good. I never got to see it with Idina Menzel, but and Kristen Chenoweth, but I love Wicked, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited for this movie. I think it does have a little bit of problem with the controversy surrounding it, you know, with Cynthia Erivo saying disparaging things about the African American community here in America. And then Ariana Grande's, you know, she's breaking up that marriage with the guy that plays Bach, and then also, like, cheating on her boyfriend and everything, which I'm all like, shame on you, honey. All right, so we're going to look at this first photo, and this is a photo of the entire cast, the main cast, although these two over here, I don't know who well, I know that's Bo and Yang, that's the guy over here. Let me zoom in on this. Not the best quality when you zoom in, but whatever. So that's Bo and Yang right there, and I mean, everybody always wants to talk about Bo and Yang like he's some, like, you know, gift from God. He's all right. He's fine. I don't think he's, like, the funniest person on the planet, but he's fine. Everything's fine. And Bo and Yang, he's playing a student at Shiz, the wizarding school, or the magic school, and that is and it's Fanny, I think that's his name. That's a funny name, but I don't remember him or this girl that's playing Shen Shen, which is Brownie James right here, this woman up here, right there. I don't really, here, let me just put it on these two. I don't really know I can't remember if these two were in the play, the stage performance, but if they were, I don't remember them, but, you know, good for them for getting the role and everything. So moving on to here, now this right here is Michelle Yeoh. I love Michelle Yeoh, love her to death, and she's playing Madame Warble, and she looks great here. There's another picture of her, so we'll talk about her and the wizard in just a minute. We'll also, but here's the wizard played by Jeff Goldblum. And he looks great in his green. I'm glad they did him in green. I think in the original play they put him in red. But we'll talk about him also. So we got the two main ladies right here. I don't like Cynthia Erivo's, you know, posturing here. It looks just a little too manly for me in this picture, but, you know, whatever. And then, of course, Ariana Grande. They both look great, though. But Ariana Grande, I prefer the dress in blue just to keep it to the original, but I don't hate this because it goes back to the original that 1930s movie. So then we got these three, and we haven't seen Fierro before, but Fierro looks great in this picture. And we'll also he has his own picture, and he looks great. And then we've got these two, and that's Bach and Nessa Rose, and that's what's-her-face's sister. And so I think that so far, so good, but we'll see how all this turns out. Now let's go on to the next photo, which is Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba. And if you can notice, looks like she's on the balcony up the tallest tower, whatever, right when she does her last little note for Act 1. And she's got the broom, and this is the window that she flies out of, and this is like a little balcony right here. Hold on, I'm not, a little balcony right here. And then if you notice in the background right here, that is the balloon, the little stagecoach for the hot air balloon that the wizard comes to Oz in. So I think that, obviously that plays a part into it. And we'll talk about the wizard and all that stuff later. So next we've got Ariana Grande. Now I just want to say all these photos are very Annie Leibovitz-esque. This is by Sophie somebody. I don't know, but yeah, she's channeling Annie Leibovitz in my opinion. But anyways, okay. So here we get the yellow brick road, which, commissioned by the wizard, which I'll talk about when we get to that photo. But this is obviously her in the Munchkins town, little Munchkin town, little village or whatever. She's got her little chariot. I'm assuming that the bubble surrounds this little chariot and that's what she lands on. And it does kind of look like the thing from the original stage show. But, she looks good. She looks good. I don't have really like a complaint except for I wish it was blue. All right, so the next photo, we're going to go right here. Now, this is Elphaba and Glinda in their dorm room at Shiz. Now, first things I just want to say, I like that they kind of halved it. Like this half right here is Elphaba's side, and this half is Glinda's side, and it's all pink and everything. It kind of reminds me of Wednesday when she went into her room and half of it, the one girl, the werewolf girl, she had painted all these fun colors and it was all like crazy, and then her side was just black. So that's it. One thing I do want to point out, if you look over here in the corner right here, and let's zoom in on that. Ooh, if we can. Because I tried to zoom in on a bunch of this stuff to see. We do have poppies right here and all over the place. But if we notice this map right up here, this is a map of Oz. And we can't really tell what exactly is going on. But if you notice, there's a giraffe right here. And I think it's because if you remember in the play, if you ever watched it, Elphaba is an animal with an A, a capital A. Those are animals that can talk. But she is an animal rights activist in the play. So that's obviously going to play a part in that. So the next one we go to, these are the people of Shiz, the students of Shiz. And so we're going to look some stuff. So if we look here in the back, okay, so real quick, looks wise, they just look like they're in, I do not like, hold on, let's zoom on his head, because I do not like box hair. Box hair looks, I don't like it. I just don't like it. It doesn't look good to me. If you notice in the back, these things, this is a talking, it looks like wheat, that they're talking about wheat, all these little thingies. And I think that refers to that there is a drought in Oz, and they're talking about food. Also, if we zoom in right here, we also get this tornado poster right here, which that might refer to the tornado that brings Dorothy to Oz. And the last thing I want to focus in on is this map of Shiz right here, and this is the map of the school. And the director, John M. Chu, which he is my biggest concern in this movie, he said that Hook, the movie Hook, the 1992, I think it was 92 or 93, with Robin Williams in it, was an inspiration for him for Shiz. And I think that when we see those behind the scenes photos of the set, and we saw it in the trailer, I think that it definitely, you can see that inspiration for it. So the next I want to go to this fantastic picture of Michelle Yeoh as Madame Warble. I think she looks great. Madame Warble, she's got some magic-iness and everything to her. But one thing I wanted to, and we haven't seen this blue dress before. I tried to zoom in on this picture to see if I could see anything in the background. I didn't really notice anything in the background, but one thing I do notice, and that is right here, and that's this time clock. There's a lot of spokes and everything, and I wonder if they're taking out the dragon clock from the show, from the movie that is in the show. It's this big dragon clock that's at the top, and they always, talk about it in the show. And but anyways, we'll talk about this again when we come up to this another photo. But she looks great. I love Michelle Yeoh. She looks so elegant and poised right there. She's fantastic and such a good actress. All right, so next we've got Fiyero, and that is being played by Jonathan Bailey. And he looks great here. He looks hot, freaking hot on this horse. So I think he looks great. We're going to zoom in on just him. I mean, there's nothing really else to say about this. This is obviously his look at Shiz. not the one for Act 2. So in the first movie, I think will be Act 1, and then Act 2 will be after, Elphaba, obviously she does her Defying Gravity song, flies out the window, and then the movie number 2 will be Act 2, after you get the intermission, if you've ever been to one. But he looks great here. I love the blue that they do. I think in the original one, they put him in green. Or red. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm putting up photos as I'm talking right here. But he looks great here and looks very, very hot. All right, next we've got Madame Morrible and the Wizard, played by Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Yeoh. Again, they look great. I'm really glad they put him in green. He looks great. She looks great. I really don't have anything else to say about this photo, except for the fact that they both, in my opinion, look fantastic. So the last photo we're going to go and talk about is this one of the Wizard. And again, I think he looks great. He looks perfect in my opinion. We're going to focus in on a couple things. So let's move in real quick to what he's standing on. So this is a box of yellow bricks. The Wizard commissions the construction of the yellow brick road. So I think that's great. And then also, and also if you look right here is a model of the train that we will see later on in the trailer. We'll see it in the trailer, and I'm putting up a picture of it now, but of the trailer, and that looks fantastic. I think that's great that they're going back to that. Like, he creates this model, and then he creates this train in real life. And then we're moving up to here where we see these eyeballs, where that will eventually be the face where Dorothy comes into his little room, and he's all like, go get the witch and everything. And I think that's great. Also, I think that back here, this little part right here gives a notion back to the clock. And then this red right here also gives a little notion to the redness of the play, because it's very much red when you go into his little thing, not his little throne or whatnot. And I love that they gave him a top hat right here. I love that. It's great. I really am excited for this movie, and I just wanted to go over these photos with you just to show you a little bit of what we had. And you can tell me in the comment section down below what you think of these photos, but I think they look fantastic in my opinion. All right, you guys, so that was my second story of the week. Sorry, that took a little bit. But for my third and final story this week, all right, you guys, so I want to talk about J.K. Rowling a little bit, and I want to talk about some other people. So, have any of you seen this recent India Willoughby drama? No? Okay, well, here it is. So, India Willoughby is a trans woman, formerly Jonathan Willoughby, a journalist and news writer for ITV in Britain, and the first transgender co-host for the talk show Loose Women. India has been in living hell this week because Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling called him a man, and as a result, J.K. Rowling should be arrested and sent to jail. What? Okay, and apparently India no longer believes in free speech because it's just only a smokescreen for hate speech. That's right. This is just freaking nuts, you guys. Anyways, India did an interview with Byline TV about the matter, and it is unhinged, you guys. It's completely narts. Now, they seem to have taken it down after an altercation with J.K. Rowling, so I don't think it's on the internet anymore. I just like to mention that I am making commentary on this video, and I am critiquing it, and it is totally fair use. So there's that. So let's do this. Hey, you guys, real quick, I just want to jump in here and take a few minutes to let you guys know that I had a lot of clips for this video, but it just kept getting copyright claimed, so I had to take a lot of them out, and I could only use one for it to get not copyright claimed. And I'm hopefully the video still serves a purpose for this first part. But sorry about that. I couldn't put up the whole interview. It just didn't work out like that. So she says that she's going through hell on Twitter, which if you are, then get off Twitter, honey. Like, nobody's making you stay there. So see, in this, she says that by Rowling calling her a man, it's dehumanizing, which it's not. And Willoughby said Rowling said she was a parody of a woman, which she is.
J.K. Rowling has definitely committed a crime. I'm legally a woman. She knows I'm a woman, and she calls me a man. It's a protected characteristic, and that is a breach of both the Equalities Act and the Gender Recognition Act.
She also said that it was a hate crime, which I don't think it is, and neither does the cops, okay? Because she's not in jail. So there's that, and that leads me into this next story. Okay, so here, this is an article. Let me pull this up real quick. So this is an article from Bounding Into Comics. Now, I was gonna, Deadline did the story, but Bounding Into Comics really did a great job with pulling up all the tweets, and I'm lazy. I don't want to go through all the tweets myself and pull them up. So I was like, thank you, Bounding Into Comics. We're getting all these tweets together, so I didn't have to. So after all of that, J.K. Rowling might be suing a fan website. And here's why. Because they doxed a complete stranger to J.K. Rowling, and then they lied about it. And then they're doubling down, quadrupling down on it. So it says right here, J.K. Rowling's opinions on transgender ideology has made her the target of incessant attacks on social media. So true. And the latest onslaught of abuse has been propelled by a Harry Potter fan account that shamelessly attempted to dox one of her daughters, which we'll get into, but it's not even her. J.K. Rowling doesn't even know this woman. The account in question goes by the name of Wizarding News and is LGBT all that plus activist account that has made its mission to reporting on the demise of J.K. Rowling's legacy, which I don't think there's any demise on that, and I'll talk about that a little bit in just a second. So it says, highlighting that Wizarding News had her blocked on X, Rowling has asked her followers to revoke the claims made by the Harry Potter fan account, which I have that tweet down here. We're gonna talk about this. And it says right here, it says that Wizarding News, it says, reminder that J.K. Rowling's eldest daughter, the one with whom she was famously pregnant while writing Harry Potter, changed her last name to literally get away from her Rowling and moved to Portugal. And then Rowling reposted this and said, could somebody who isn't blocked by this account tell them this is untrue in all respects? As I suspect they already know, lying about my kids is now a new low, even by this website, Subterranean Standards. That's good. Subterranean Standards. J.K. Rowling, you wordsmith, you. So good. So then sharing yet another screenshot of Wizarding News, which claimed, and then this is the one right here. And then they said they retweet their own, which it says this is completely untrue. It got fact checked. And it says, again, completely, it says, did you know J.K. Rowling is a grandmother? Have any of you ever seen her talk about grandchildren? No, because she doesn't have grandchildren. So it says, again, completely false, Wizarding News. I have no grandchildren. What are you gaining by posting these lies? See, so they're just big fucking liars. And so right here, so then she went on to say, in this one, she says, you're painting a target on people who have no connection with me, who aren't my relatives. You surely know what you're doing, but persist. Me all you like, but your actions are having real world consequences for people I don't even know. So this woman that they had put up on there and said that that this was her daughter and had a granddaughter and all this stuff, J.K. Rowling doesn't even know this woman, and they're lying about her. And I feel bad for this woman, whoever she is, because J.K. Rowling has nothing to do with her. And I wonder if she did get death threats. So it says, 4 Women of Scotland account took Rowling's side, sharing a post that read, and then this is the post down here, which good for them. Even if you don't like J.K. Rowling, you don't agree with her, you should totally say that this is wrong, that these people are doxing a complete stranger to J.K. Rowling. So they took this part and they said, this disgusting site posted pictures of the baby they falsely claimed was J.K. Rowling's grandchild with handy location details. If that child was kidnapped because of their lies, would they accept responsibility? Because the poor woman they are doxing probably has no clue they are targeting her, which is another good point. This woman probably has no freaking clue what's going on, but yet she's probably getting eyeballs at her. So it says, this is not a joke. The baby and its mother have no connection with me, Wizarding News. That isn't my daughter. Your vendetta against me is causing collateral damage to innocent people. If legal action is the only way to protect them, I will take it. I hope she sues the shit out of them, and I hope they go belly up. It says, in response to one of J.K. Rowling's posts condemning their actions, Wizarding News, who still had the Harry Potter creator blocked, wrote, deleted the post with photos and link to that Instagram hours ago, Joe. Glad you seem to be self-aware enough that you're now publicly acknowledging the hate your bigoted rhetoric engenders. What? Wizarding News, you're like stupid. Anyways, and then she says, you have me blocked, or I could respond directly, Wizarding News. You've posted fabrications about my daughter. You have doxed and targeted a young mother with no connection to me. I want a retraction and apology, or we will go to lawyers. God, I really hope she sues the fuck out of them. It's so much. So it says in a follow-up post, Rowling made it very clear that she would be contacting her lawyer to legally settle the dispute with the Harry Potter fan site account doesn't issue an apology, declaring Wizarding News, I've done everything I can. Okay, so here it is down here. So good. I love it. Love it. Go, Joe. I'm on your side. So it says, Wizarding News, I've done everything I can to keep my children out of the public eye. My eldest daughter doesn't owe you or anyone else details of her private life. However, for this avoidance of doubt, 1, contrary to your claims, we are very close and last talked an hour ago. Good for you. We discussed your post, which have angered and distressed her. 2, contrary to your claims, she doesn't live in Portugal. 3, contrary to your claims, she has no children. And 4, the young mother whose photograph and personal details you published is not my daughter and has no relation to me whatsoever. You've published easily disproven and damaging falsehoods. Should we go to legal proceedings, you will need to show why, in spite of being told the truth, you neither retracted nor apologized. In the absence of any such retraction and apology, the next communication you receive will be from my lawyer. Ooh, and I hope they got that. I hope they got it. And I hope they're shitting in their pants because of it. So it says the post made by Wizarding News added more fuel to the fire, claiming that Rowling was more upset about being it's called a grandma, and having to admit that she engenders so much hate, and reposting a comment by ex-user Ariana, who provided the link to a website's article that allegedly confirmed the author's daughter lived in Portugal. And here's this right now, and shame on you, Naomi, you're a freaking idiot. So it says, and I would sue her too. So here's what this post says. So it says, here's one. It claimed that Jessica Andrade, I don't know how to say that, Rowling's daughter, had 11,000 Instagram followers, referencing the public Instagram account in Portugal. Now, was it actually true, though, that she has a granddaughter? I can't find anything about it online. And then Wizarding News, they posted right here. They said, multiple sources online state that she's J.K. Rowling's daughter. Some articles pulled photos from that Instagram and identified her. The age lines up. Her name obviously lines up. Her location lines up with father. Her recent marriage lines up. If it's a coincidence, it's a big one. There's 8 billion people on the planet. You're telling me that none of that shit could possibly line up at all. And I don't believe in coincidences, but I just go, there is such thing as, it's like there's 8 million people on the planet. 2 people can have the same thought at the same time. It's not, that's not out of the possibility of the impossibility and everything. Got one of these sources handy, somebody else asks. So then J.K. Rowling's responded and she said, Wizarding News, no real apology, no retraction. Continuing to insinuate I'm lying. This is not my daughter. Are you so deluded you imagine I deny something so easily proven? If true, your behavior is not only despicable, but dangerous. And that is so true. So true. What happens if something happens to this woman and these people, they just let it happen because of their lies? So Then this person right here, CapKDB1, says, you have given them more than enough opportunity to retract and apologize. They are now using you for attention. So be it. Let your solicitor give them all the attention they desire. And then Rowling responded with, lawyers are on it. I'm done. Good for you. I hope she sues the shit out of them. I hope they lose their shirt over this whole thing. So it says right here, it says, can't you just ignore this coward and all the other cowards? No! Not when innocent bystanders are pulled into this thing. So it says, this man tried to put a target on my daughter. He made his intent perfectly explicit and continued to post pictures and details of the wrong girl while insinuating I was lying about her being unrelated to me, which is so... As soon as J.K. Rowling said, this is not my daughter, this woman is innocent, her baby is innocent, has nothing to do with me, that's where it should have ended. They should have deleted all their posts. They should have said, we were wrong. We have no proof besides these false articles saying this is her daughter. And it really is sad that this is going on for that innocent woman. And so the last thing it says, you fuck around with my kids, safety and privacy, you'll find out. Yeah, you will. Yeah, I'm the same way, JK. Joe, me and you are on the same wavelength, girl. You fuck around with my kids, trust me, you're going to find out. And let me just tell you right now, you fuck around with my kids, I am not one to fuck with. I don't go to lawyers. I just pull up, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So there is that article and everything, and I just want to say that when J.K. Rowling is doing a service to women right now for standing up against stuff that is completely erasing the existence of women, and to think that she is somehow not a feminist or a woman to be held accountable for these actions and actions in the past really blows my mind. When I think of a feminist, at least in the good sense, or in the healthy sense of the word, I think of somebody like J.K. Rowling. And it really is disheartening that these people would lie about innocent people and they would lie about J.K. Rowling just to get attention. And I really hope that nothing comes to this woman physically. I hope no harm comes to her. And if it does, this website is to blame for that, because they are the ones that put it out there, and then they continued to lie about it and continued to put those false allegations out there. And I pray that this woman is okay, and I pray that nothing comes to her. All right, you guys, so that was my final story of the week. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Margot Robbie doing this Sims movie, producing it? She's not starring in it. No casting decisions have been made just yet. But how do you guys feel about this announcement? Do you think this is a good idea, a bad idea? Are we getting too much crap all at once? We got Barbie, which a lot of people liked. I didn't like it, but it made $1 billion. I can accept that. It made a fuck ton of money. But at the same time, I just don't need a complete rehashing of that movie just with the Sims name on it. Or do you think this is great and we need to continue with this kind of thing because just more and everything? Also, tell me, what do you guys think about these Vanity Fair photos of Wicked? Are you like me and you think that, they were photographed fantastically? They look great. Are you excited for this movie, or do you think it's going to bomb? Do you think that the controversy with Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are going to hurt the movie, or do you think it's going to be just fine? You know what I'm saying? Or do you think this movie just looks like trash or whatever, and you're not going to see it no matter what or whatnot? But tell me what you guys think about that. And then finally, how do you guys feel about this J.K. Rowling story? I know that a lot of people are against J.K. Rowling, and that's totally up to you. But I don't think that J.K. Rowling, that innocent people should be, take the flack for what J.K. Rowling is doing. She's not asking for that, and I don't understand why people can't just let that go. Also, India Willoughby can suck a dick. She can suck her own dick, because she's being a fucking child. And J.K. Rowling, listen, I buy Harry Potter shit all the time, so I am help supporting your legal fees, J.K. Rowling, and I will continue to support your legal fees, because I think that you really stand up for women, and that's what women need these days. All right, you guys, tell me what you guys think about all this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye. Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.